Hello everybody, Flash Notion here, back for another reaction to My Hero Academia! Season 6, we're on episode 17 this time. Moved around my room, so some of the sounds might be a little bit weird. Microphone might be picking up stuff a little bit different now, we'll see. Yeah. Last time on, it was mainly Aftermath stuff still, wasn't it? Hawks, we learned more about Hawks, like a lot about Hawks for some reason. Man, my model is just not behaving properly today. We'll see. I wonder if it's because it's picking up stuff from outside. I don't know. Maybe I should just decrease some sensitivity settings or something. I don't know. For right now, it's fine. The head movements are like the main thing. Wait, is it this? No, not that. Okay. Right. So, we learned a lot about Hawks and his past. We reiterated that both Hawks and Endeavor need a serious amount of therapy. But we also had public opinion turning against Endeavor. Deku still hasn't woken up, and Bakugo is still adorably invested in Deku waking up. Yeah, no, it is adorable. Best Jeanist is still being awesome. A lot of the other heroes aren't. They're retiring and whatnot. Oh, yeah, and of course, the villains are out and about doing stuff, recruiting other bad guys. Stain is running free again. Overhaul might be free doing something. So, yeah, lots of stuff to worry about right now. We've kind of reached the point where I'm not actually sure of what's going to happen next, honestly. It's kind of crazy. Like, yeah, I don't know. So, yeah, let's get into it. Let's actually watch this episode and see if we can figure out where the season is going. Okay, so switch over. And then we will start the episode in 3, 2, 1, and play. Okay. Wow. First of all, what an episode. Why was this one not called The Hellish Todoroki Family Part 2? I mean, maybe it'll be Part 3. I don't fucking know, but like, I'll have to actually look up the title. I don't care. This was fantastic, first of all. Like, this might actually be the best episode of the season so far. I'd have to look, but like, as much as, you know, the season has had some really good action, some really cool goings-ons, I feel like this is the first time we've actually had that character stuff that really makes the series worth watching. We've kind of been lacking that. But I think the second, like, the closest we got to it before this moment was the episode where the Vestiges were, like, fighting all for one inside the headspace. So yeah, we're in the good shit now for this season, which is kind of surprising actually, because like, yeah, I didn't hate any of the stuff that came before, but this is why I like the series, is this sort of episode. So, on the one hand, we got to see the worst of Endeavor again. And yeah, he was a piece of shit. Terrible father, kind of a terrible person at times, too. But, oh no, fucking vermin in the ceiling. But, unlike previous times, which we were being told all of it from the point of view of just Shoto, we've gotten a lot more here. And I don't want to say it makes Endeavor sympathetic, because he's still starting from the point of wanting to be the number one hero and willing to do just about anything to surpass All Might in some manner, even if that is, through his children instead of by his own actions. The arranged marriage, the abuse that he put on his wife and his children, all of that is still stuff that he did. It is still shitty as all hell. But, big but there, is that, how can I put this? Previously, we didn't think there was anything redeeming about Endeavor other than that he chose to be a pro hero and not a villain save people, stopped bad guys, etc. Like, we didn't think there was, or at least I didn't. I don't know about everybody else, but I always thought of Endeavor as just an asshole. There was nothing more there. And, if that had turned out to be the case, then I would have written the character off entirely, as much cool stuff as he'd done, I wouldn't care. But, I keep saying that, we started unraveling that in, the aftermath of Season 3, and started seeing that there was more to him. There were layers to it. And here we finally get that blown wide open, and we actually get to see that Endeavor, he did care about his wife. He did care about his kids, but he was not equipped to be a father or anything, really, other than a pro hero. In a lot of ways, it makes me wonder, that sort of mindset and attitude, it has to start somewhere. It probably took generations of build-up to get to Endeavor, but Endeavor's shittiness didn't just come out of the blue. Something in his past must have also traumatized him to make him only be capable of being a hero and not be capable of engaging with his family in any meaningful way. Quick drink here. But so yeah, getting to see Endeavor struggle with trying to do what's best for his kids. His kids would never have seen that side of him before. So, him actually showing feelings in the present is very new to them. His wife barely saw that side of him. But it was clear, he put his hopes and dreams into Toya, and then he realized that Toya could not do that. He didn't cast Toya aside for the newer model. It wasn't, when Shoto was born, Endeavor just kicked Toya to the curb and never paid him any attention ever again. No, it went on before that. It was him finding out that Toya couldn't handle his own quirk, and then trying to protect his son and not going about it in the right way. And yeah, that does a lot to humanize Endeavor. It shows that, like, underneath everything that we started with was just a guy who was angry and scared and trying to do not necessarily what was right, but what he thought was best. And now he has grown a bit of a conscience and morals, and now he's actually trying to make it right. And yeah, it's gonna be a hard road. I think I said it before. In order to, like, I know I said it in this video, but I'm pretty sure I'd said it in a past video as well, that to build Endeavor up again, he needed to be broken down to his, like, lowest point. In order for him to actually, because like you have to get past all the walls, you have to get past all the trauma, you have to get past all the beliefs that he's had. And now we're actually seeing that, between losing his spot, between All Might retiring and therefore there no longer being a summit for him to reach. Nothing left for him to overcome because the thing that he was trying to overcome just disappeared. That was the starting point. And then him realizing that him not only realizing, but like him realizing that like, not only did he fuck up his family, but now that he has no goal left in life. What the hell? Right, okay. He has to find a new one, and a part of that is repairing his family, something that he may have always wanted to do, but never really been capable of or felt he was capable of. So, like, that was the next step, and now, with Dabi's reveal and it just like tunneling right through to the core of the issue, all the past bullshit, and actually giving something for the family to more or less unite around. Yeah, we've reached the point where they can actually start building up. And yeah, a big part of that shown in this was Endeavor actually being willing to ask for help, which is something that, we've never, or like he's been shown repeatedly to not want to ask for help. He didn't want help from the students in the internship. He didn't want help from Hawks, and now he's at the point where he is willingly asking for help from his family, from his fellow heroes, and honestly, yeah, now I can root for Endeavor. I can root for him now. Because he's at that point where he's starting to overcome his own personal issues that led to him fucking everything up in the past. And he's genuinely trying to make amends for what he's done in the past. That's honestly amazing. Like, as someone who struggles with mental health stuff, and whose family is kind of fucked up and broken apart, like, yeah, I think this is a really cool arc. This is one that I can get really invested in, have gotten really invested in, and now we're actually starting to see it bear fruit, and it's, yeah, I'm grinning. Like, normally I have I have the expression on the model locked a little bit, so that way it doesn't just make weird faces in the middle of everything. But like, let's just see. Is it? No, I think it's because of the glare. Yeah, I think it's the glare off my glasses. It doesn't really work with VTuber models are not made for glasses, I don't think. But yeah, no, I'm actually grinning. Um, so yeah, and the thing with Hawks is also really cool. As someone who comes from a home where the abuse was as bad, if not worse, than what the various Todorokis suffered, he can actually serve as like another perspective on all of this and an outsider who can like point at them and be like, y'all are fucked up and here's why, and like cut through to the heart of the issue. So that's also really cool. Different slight tangent, but also seeing I forget Ray, right, the wife, Ray, seeing her side of things now a little bit more, a lot more actually. If anything, I think the episode technically was from her point of view more so than anything else. And yeah, we see that her family was kind of messed up too, and she had her own traumas even before entering the marriage with Endeavor, because she was just like, yeah, keep a smile on, stay quiet, it'll all work out. Like, no, that is the mindset of someone who has suffered already a pretty great amount. I do not want to know what her childhood was like, because it was probably horrible. But seeing her trying to make it work, her willingly, popping out the kids with Endeavor, and her, trying to talk some sense into Endeavor, trying to get him to be a dad, and trying to maintain a family in spite of everything, and then seeing her just slowly break as her eldest, does his thing, and her husband fucks up even more, and yeah, like it no longer it's not that she necessarily seems to be like she contributed to the household like dysfunction, but she was also trying her best, and yeah, it's nice to have gotten that perspective as well. And then there's Dabi. Oh boy, Dabi. So yeah, Dabi's issues now very clearly stem from him wanting attention. I don't know if that was ever really like talked about before or clarified before, but now it is in your face, obvious. All he really wants is recognition. That's, if anything, Dabi is kind of similar to Ending there, the guy, the road paint guy. All he wanted was attention from Endeavor and for Endeavor to kill him. And Dabi's kind of the same way. He's a traumatized little kid who wanted his dad to acknowledge him after his dad, set him on a certain path, instilled a mindset into him. And, Dabi was apparently a pretty smart kid because he recognized that his own mindset was unhealthy, but he couldn't change it, and it was Endeavor's fault. That sort of stuff is stuff I only understood later in life for myself. But yeah, Dabi, pretty smart, takes it to a whole nother level. And yeah, apparently after surviving that fire, I'm guessing he jumped into the river. But like, after surviving all that, he apparently went the other direction. If he couldn't get positive affirmations from his dad, he was going to ruin his dad's life, get his negative attention, and then go out in a blaze of glory in a fight against Endeavor that may very well end up with both of them dead. And yeah, just like Dabi's like uh, in the episode, I think the title of it was actually Dobby's Dance. Was that the episode title? I think it was. In that episode, him literally dancing around on Makia's back and just being so happy. Like, yeah, it all makes it clear now because, like, in that moment, he was the center of attention. He was being focused on by not just Endeavor, but everybody. He had a captive audience all over the world, and or at least Japan, and like, yeah, there's nothing that a person like Dabi wants more than that. the guy, the guy's pretty freaking messed up. Yeah, yeah, it kind of sucks now because we kind of see that, like, there is reason for Rei to blame herself for what happened to Dabi because, like, she didn't stop him from going up to the mountain. She didn't enforce any kind of rules. She let this little brat do what he wanted. And on top of that, her little speech there of just like, you know, you don't have to be a hero. There are other routes, other avenues. Of course, the immediate response to that is, well, if he's not going to be a hero, he might as well be a villain. He didn't go through all this training and pain and suffering for nothing. Jeez. Yeah, kind of sucks. Yeah, just overall, just a really, really good episode to get into the mindset of all these characters and understand where they're going. So, we may not know where things are going with Bakugo or Deku, but we definitely know where things are going with the Todorokis right now. It's going to be, you know, once the recovery's done, Shoto and Endeavor are going to work together to get strong enough to fight Dabi and win. Or, at the very least, subdue him so that way they can try and maybe get him into therapy? I don't know. I don't know if Dabi could be brought back from all this. I mean, he did say he's killed, like, almost 40 people that he knows, or that, like that's the ones that he's counted. Also, he said innocent, so there may be some not so innocent people there that he's fried as well. Yeah, actually, no, the number is probably way higher now that I think about it. Almost 40 innocent people, a bunch of other people that he does not classify as innocents. I mean, he didn't, and then again, he didn't actually, well, I don't know. Who knows how Dabi counts it? I mean, maybe in his mind, like, most people are guilty and only a few people are innocent. I don't know. I don't want to know, frankly. But yeah, that's where we're going with that angle, at least. Trying to. What else did we get here? Right! One for all. All right. This is kind of cool. Endeavor is a lot smarter than what we give him credit for, I think. Between figuring out Hawk's code last season and now this, like, yeah, he's putting the pieces together. He knows that Deku's power is similar to All Might's. He knows that Deku's power is very unusual, manifesting in a lot of ways that don't actually make sense for the initial super strength assessment, that make it seem like Deku has multiple quirks that aren't in any way related to either of his parents, by the way. And yeah, Shigaraki being after Deku and Shigaraki asking for about One for All. If Deku is One for All, then, you know, what does that mean? Deku was related to All Might. It's only a matter of time now before they put together that Deku, who grew up seemingly without a quirk, suddenly manifested a quirk right around the time that All Might was losing his quirk, and then also, by the name alone, it seems related to All For One, the villain who had multiple quirks and who was responsible for the Nomu with multiple quirks, and now Deku seems to have multiple quirks. Yeah, that whole shit storm is going to fall apart very quickly soon. Whether it becomes public or if it stays restricted to this new hero alliance that Hawks and Endeavor and Best Jeanist are part of, I don't know. But that secret is not going to be Deku and Bakugo and All Might's only for much longer. Especially because, the Principal Nezu at least already knows. I think, was it the nurse there, Recovery Girl? She knows. Gran Torino knows. There's enough people who know All Might's secret and, how All Might's power works. This isn't going to, stay a secret for much longer. And that's pretty cool. Because that'll be another huge upset to the status quo. And I love when that happens. Right. So yeah, next episode is obviously going to be all about the vestiges. I'm going to refrain from, guessing about that too much. Because, why would I? Yeah. I think that's about it, though. Most of this episode was spent on recontextualizing a lot of what we already knew about the Todoroki family and just showing us how much their characters have grown and whatnot. It's all very cool, but yeah. This might very well be my favorite episode of the season so far. I don't know if they'll be able to top it by the end. How many episodes are there usually? It's 26, right? 25, 26? So, with that in mind, man, we actually don't have that many episodes. Eight or 9 episodes, actually. So, yeah, okay, we have a few left. We have quite a few left. Yeah. I don't think shit's gonna get any less fucked by the end of this season, though, so... one thing, actually, that I really hope we have... I hope we have an episode that's, memorial... the attending funerals for all of the heroes that died. Especially Midnight. I might not have cared too much for Midnight, personally, but she was an important character in the show, and she did have, a report or whatever. She was important to the students. It would be nice to see the students go to her funeral. It would be nice to see the superhero community, what's left of it, rally around the funerals here. Yeah. And it's not too late. It's only been 2 days, so funeral prep usually takes at least a couple weeks. So I don't think there's excuse me. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility for us to have an episode like that. Notably, it would also be a great episode to have shit get even more fucked. You're having this memorial service, you're having all the heroes in one place. That's a juicy target. So yeah. All right, I think that I think that's actually it this time. I'm gonna call this one. It's the end of the episode, end of the video. So yeah, hope y'all enjoyed it. I will see you all next time. Until then, bye bye.